Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play FTL. This time, we're going to start our real game. Alright, now I'm going to start on easy, just so I can show off as many options as I can. Here's the hangar bay. You can either start with a Kestrel, that's what we'll be starting with. We may or may not have other ships unlocked. Kestrel is actually a good look. You start with humans. Humans are not particularly skilled at anything, but they're not weak at anything either. There are alien races that we will be encountering. We get a missile launcher, which it's actually pretty weak, but at least it goes through all the shields. And we have a burst laser 2, which is actually a really incredible gun to start out. It fires 3 shots at a time. Now, there are different floor plans, but you only get the floor plans when you unlock certain ship achievements. So for example, I did a ship that had every system and subsystem, and now I've got one of the achievements. We get another one, such as repairing back to health from 1 HP, or getting 6 unique aliens on here simultaneously, will unlock an alternate floor plan. Also, there is a list of ships. It's all unlockable. I have unlocked one, but we will not be playing with it just yet. So with our intrepid crew on easy, let's get going. After all, somebody's got to save the Federation. So we have to get to the exit before the rebels show up. You do actually generally want to stay in a system as long as you can, so that you can get the most scrap, the most items. Now, we only have 3 crew members, so we cannot crew the entire ship. I choose to crew the shields, so that our shields will recharge more quickly, and the weapons, so that they recharge more quickly, especially when we only have 1 shield power to start out with. I also like to power up both my weapons before we jump, which means that if we want to power up our engines all the way, we're going to have to spend a little money on a reactor. Which we can do, because on easy mode, you start with 30, and it takes 20. We may as well do that. Now we can dodge at 15%. Sweetness. Let's see where our first jump takes us. Aha! Distress signal. Now the rebels always come in from the left of the map and sweep out to the right. So in later sectors, it's difficult to make, back up and go there, but distress beacons always mean something. Just always a different kind of encounter. Let's see which one we get. Aha, small research station. It's on fire. Alright, now there are certain risks. If we dock and try to rescue survivors, it might blow up and hurt our ship and we not get anything, or we could pick up survivors. If we send in the crew to try to put out the fire, we could put out the fire, but a crew member might die. Since we only have 3 crew members, I don't really want to risk them. And nuts. We located the highest concentration, but before we could offload the survivors, it blew up. Our ship got damaged. We picked up a little bit of scrap, and we did not pick up any of the survivors. And now I have a big old sad face. Let's jump away from this mess. Just pretend it never happened. It never happened. Uh-oh. Now whenever you jump in on the left half, you know you're about to face a ship that you can fight. The great thing about this is you get to check them out first. Anybody with 2 or fewer shields, we can just shoot them to death with our laser, which is usually the most economic way of dealing with things. You see, we only have 8 missiles. Missiles are kind of expensive, and there's only so many of them in the game. You want to save up as many as you can for the end. So these pirates, rather typically, they want us to pay them a toll. Well, we don't pay tolls around here. We just, we shoot people. I'm going to target their weapon systems. Notice they have a small beam weapon and a single shot laser. Oh, they do this a lot. They try to escape. Shame that. Now you notice because our shield was up, the beam weapon couldn't pierce it. Aha! Now we're talking. They're offering us 4 fuel. It's not bad. Drone parts. Explain that later. 15 scrap. Nah. Let's just kill him. We can probably get more for it. Sad, not like they can escape. We don't care if he gets his beam weapon back, because with 1 shield, he cannot pierce it. And now he's a dead man. So we got more scrap out of the deal, and some missiles, which is nice, because we don't have a drone subsystem, so we can't deploy any drones. We only got 1 fuel. C'est la vie. Oh, speaking of upgrading our ship, now we could do... You can hold a maximum of 8 crew, by the way. You can have... The Kestrel can have 4 weapons. We can also have an additional 4 whatevers in cargo. If we had a drone subsystem, we can distribute our drones here, and there are augmentations that we'll be seeing in shops. But in the upgrade system, we might want to have more than one shield. But as you remember, they told us you have to upgrade the shield system twice to get 1 more shield bar. And also when you upgrade it, you have to get more reactor power for it. So you can see here, it will take us 20 and then 30 to have enough shield capacity, so that's 50 scrap. And then we'll have to pay, I just happen to know, every additional row of reactor power costs 5 more scrap. So one will cost us 20, but the next 5 will cost us 25. So all total, we need 95 scrap to upgrade the shields. Never spend your scrap until you're getting the full benefit of whatever it is you're trying to buy your way up to. Because you might get injured, you might go to a shop that has something really awesome. Always best to just hang on to it. So, since we don't have enough to do what we want to, let's jump out of here. Let's check it out. Store. We don't really have enough money, but we'll go check it out. This wants to show us the wares. Alright. Over on the left hand, this is stuff that will always be there. Everybody's always selling some of them. Now you notice it's limited, so we can only buy as much as 7 fuel from them, 6 missiles, 4 drone parts. Use drone parts, that's ammunition for your drone subsystem, effectively. They can also repair your ship. Shows you how many hit points you have right now. We have 26. We're doing alright. We could get a drone control subsystem, which comes with 2 power and a free drone, which is nice of them. We could get a crew teleporter, which is good. We can get cloaking, which is okay. Cloaking is not super useful, but it ain't bad either. And then we can also buy some drones off them, except that we are broke, so we can't do anything. Let's try to go get that dollar. Now notice here the warning. That's the rebels. Rebels are coming for us. If we're in a nebula, it will slow the rebels down. So let's try there first. Bummer. In a plasma storm, half your reactor capacity is gone, which means we have very little power to do anything. And there is a rebel scout that we need to contend with. Now, if you can believe it, hold on a minute, we are going to pause, because what we're going to do is take power away from the engine and put it in the shield system as soon as we can. Unfortunately, also our oxygen is low, so unless we can fix that oxygen with a quickness, we're dead meat. Wow, they're really sticking it to us. We need to take out their weapon system. After that, we need to take out their drone system. Meanwhile, oxygen is getting ever lower. Everybody always wants to escape. Now, because we're running out of oxygen, once oxygen gets much below, I think 40%, we're in trouble. So actually, I'm just going to take them up on their offer, fix the pilot station, and jump the heck out of here. Wait a minute. Did they set us on fire? I'm going to open the doors just to be sure, and send a man in there. Is it on fire? It's not on fire. In that case, I don't know what is on fire. But I do know that unless we jump out of here, we're going to be in big trouble. We're going to power down medbay, power up the engines, get the heck out of here. This is how quickly you can be done over in this game. And of course, there's a rebel scout here. Aha! At least now we know where all that mess is coming from. Time to repower everything that can take it. We're not going to fight the fires. Fighting the fires is very, very difficult. Turn that back on. Much better always try to space the fires. Now then, let's go ahead and space laser these dudes. We don't want to take out their drones. There we go, fires out. There we go. Look how many things one beam weapon can take out. It's really unfair. But, you know, what are you going to do? Well, we'll fix it in a minute, but for now, let's finish taking this guy apart, eh? Once you take out their bridge, by the way, the ship can no longer dodge you, which is great. Shakalaka. Okay. Everybody needs to pick something and fix it. Because they have really got us on that last one. If we had a, there's a mod that actually will let us capture this floating drone. Also, if your crew is in whatever spot they that got shot, then they themselves will be injured. You also want to keep the same guys the same duty because look, their skills level up. That's why it's very important to keep your men alive. So for example, Sheldon here is a little better with shields. At least he'll level up at some point with shields. Flip here is a little better with weapons. When they level up, everything goes a lot faster and easier and nicer for you. Let's really tune up the engines. And then, let's jump out of here. We could go to the exit. We have plenty of fuel. We don't have a whole lot of scrap. Best to jump through the nebula. Slow the rebels down. Let's see. Oh, I always like this one. So there's a damaged Federation ship. Let's go get him. Well, crud. Well, luckily these guys are cream puffs. So we're going to take out their weapon system. First things first. We shouldn't need to use our missiles. Because we're going to take out their weapon system. And then let's take out... Wait, nope. Take out the cockpit. Now they can't dodge us anymore. You can actually take out their oxygen system and then let them suffocate to death if there's enough time. But to be honest, usually the fights are way over before that happens. So we won't bother to try that move. And then we'll just cream them when we have the chance. So much for those guys. Neat. But alas, we never did find the Federation friends we were so trying to. Well, let's do one more jump here. It's about as far as we can get without teeing off the rebels to our location. Looks like we found some battle. Aha! Now, automated vessels... Uh-oh. Hung up the FTL drive, you say? Automated vessels are hard to deal with because, they have a missile launcher. So we're going to use our missile to hopefully... Nope. Nuts. Well, we did the best we could. We took out their missiles. Now the nice thing about the automated guys is... We're just going to fix the oxygen now before we all starve, or suffocate. The nice thing about the automated guys is they can't really fix themselves. So if you take out anything out, nobody ever fixes it. I think sometimes they have a really, really slow fix rate, but generally speaking, no fixing. Yeah, buddy. Go back and man those missiles. If I was playing more conservatively, I would stick around and wait for the oxygen to resupply before jumping, because you never know if there's going to be a fire or whatever have you. But it's easy mode. It's a first playthrough, so, you know, we're probably fine. We're fine, right? We look fine. Aha! Long-range beacon. Sometimes there's stuff here, sometimes there isn't. These guys are always kind of typical. They want us to sell our missiles. No. No, we're not selling the missiles. Although I will point out, selling missiles or fuel or drones is the only way to do it. You can never do it in a shop, but we don't want to ever sell our missiles. Those are way, way too important. Oh, by the way, we have 110 scrap now, and our hull's all beat up. I would go ahead and buy that nice, shiny, extra shield we always wanted. Now, just because you bought it, you have to power it up. The game will not do that for you. Okay, now we're going to be immune to a lot more fire. Let's see what's in the next sector. And we have a choice. Either go to an Engi-controlled sector or a Mantis-controlled sector. Generally speaking, civilian levels, or sectors rather, are a little easier to deal with. Since we're kind of beat up, I vote we do that. The fall of the Federation has brought tough times for these robotic life forms, but they're usually willing to help. You know, this game didn't really tell us much of the backstory, or really any backstory for that matter. So the only way to discover it is through little flavor text like that. So whoever the Engi were, apparently we used to be pals. Buds even. Let's see, should we take the high road or the low road? Let's take the low road. Let's see. We can tell them that we're friendly. They used to work with the Federation. It could work. Oh. So they just left. Well, good for us for taking the moral high ground, then, I guess. Oh yeah, it's battle time. Now, in the future, a lot of times they won't show you who you might be fighting, so it's always kind of a gamble. But in this case, it's a one-shield guy. Looks like he just has a single laser and a beam weapon. There's nothing he can do to hurt us. So, we'll not be wasting any missiles on him. Let's take out his oxygen first. Why not? It's a dick move, and I think it's funny. Ha ha ha. Get used to suffocating, buddy. Take out his bridge. Frustrating when you miss, but luckily now that we took that out, we can't miss. Might as well get rid of his shield system so we can shoot him more effectively, eh? Sometimes they have 3 shield systems, even though they only shows 1 shield. There is still the advantage to that. Mostly for what you saw. Take that, pal. And let's go see the civilian ship. That's a bummer. They all died, but they left us some fuel, missiles, and scrap. So let's take those. Uh-oh, distress signal. Let's hope it's somebody we can help. Giant alien spiders, you say? Once again, if we send the crew, somebody might get killed. And we don't have any extra crew, so I'm sorry to say, we're gonna have to leave it alone. What kind of decisions you make. You cannot be a universal hero in this game and expect to win. But, you know, make us feel better, here's another distress signal. Maybe we can help that. Or maybe it's pirates just trying to trick us. This is nothing but a decoy for a pirate ambush. You guys suck. Let's see, I don't think they can actually pierce our shields with that. Let's take out their bridge first. I hate missing. Yeah, they don't have enough firepower. Boy, they do have a really high dodge, though. Just dodged all of our mess. Okay. That's getting kind of old. Oh, we could hit auto fire, but when you do that, your weapon is just kind of all shooting every ridiculous direction and nothing works out properly. You just shoot random parts of the ship, you use up all your missiles, it's a bad luck. Now, anyways, we just methodically tear these guys a new one. Apart, I mean. Definitely want to keep their, well, they might be powering up their FTL, but it doesn't matter. Because they don't have a bridge, so they can't go nowhere. But just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and blow up their engines. For fuel and scrap? No. You have to do better than that, friendo. Uh-oh. They might be doing better than that. Should I spend the missile? We'll probably get him. Okay, now I have to spend the missile. Whew, because they will jump away. Well, we got, I think, more fuel and definitely more scrap. So it was worth it. Cretins trying to bribe us. They don't take no jive. Oh, thank goodness, a store. Where can we go from here? Nah, we're going to the store. We'll go to the store. We'll sweep through the rest of the area. But I do want to repair the ship if I can. Sale of equipment necessary. Well, oh hey, look! We could hire an extra crew member. Engi are very useful. They can repair at double the speed. They only have half the combat damage, but we got 3 humans for that. Now here comes always the trade-off. Should we plow all of our scrap into fixing the ship? Well, maybe not. But we should probably buy ourselves back up to 20. That's kind of the line that I try to hold as we flit across the galaxy. And with only 19 scrap left, we don't have enough to do anything else. Here's a new Engi shipment. We're going to put him in the engines. This is actually good for 2 reasons. If anything breaks back here, we're going to want to fix it quickly, and thanks to him manning the engine station, we now have a 20% evade. Sweetness. Let's jump out of here. See, the rebels are coming. Notice the rebel-controlled areas. There'll be a rebel ship there every time you jump there, and a pretty powerful one at that. Sometimes you just win the lottery. This Engi cargo vessel just wants to give us free stuff. I vote we take it. Let's see what's down here. Actually, where should we go? Let's see if we can swing around the exit a little bit. Let's see. Our weapon system are malfunctioning. We're too afraid of pirates. Can you assist us or escort us? We can. Now you can do people solids like this, and it's pretty simple and cheap for you to do so. For example, these guys just want 1 fuel. Actually, they're giving us a fuel. I'm sorry. I always get that backwards. They're giving us a fuel, and then they will follow us, which means they will not be behind us to help. But if we go to their little quest marker location, we can get a reward. Now, oftentimes the quest marker is very far away, so we're just lucky this time. Or not. The rebels tricked us. Great. Okay, let's deal out their drone system. Can't really hurt us, but I do not like him just sitting there getting to shoot us willy-nilly. Oh, this one has a very high dodge. Alright, we'll shoot out their bridge first then instead. There we go. No more dodging. Thank you very much. I'm going to take out your drone system because it's annoying. And I don't appreciate it. Good. Good enough to run it. Uh-oh. Trying to blow up their bridge again. The annoying thing about rebel vessels is they're always well manned. Let's see. He wants to give us 2 fuel, 1 drone. Show us honor. No. It's called war for a reason, pal. And that reason is because, hey, no prisoners. After all, you're the bad guys, right? I mean, sort of? I don't know. It's hard to say. Aha! He blew up without us doing anything. That means we caught his ship on fire. You'll never know you caught their ship on fire unless you upgrade our scanners. And thanks to knowing that, well, they blew up for us. Always fun. The weapons we currently have don't have a high chance of setting them on fire, but there's still a chance. At least we got more scrap out of them than we would have. Let us get out of here. We're going to the exit node. Let's see. Yeah. We might be able to squeeze 1 more out. Uh-oh. Army rebel scouts attacking the refueling outpost. This aggression will not stand, sir. Uh-oh. They have a pulse laser like we do. Let's hope our recharges are charging up the laser as faster than theirs. But at this point, I don't think it is. It is not, but we dodged one. Phew! Let's go ahead and take their weapons out all the way. I want them to fix something when I'm not looking and then come get us. Also, that weapon that they did have sticking up, that was a little, it's a type of bomb, really. So it hits like a missile, but it teleports in. There are some drones that can shoot down missiles, but the teleport bomb, there's no defense against it. How unfortunate. But like I said, these automated guys can't fix themselves, so... Or they can. Huh? That's not very common. Well, whatever. We still blew him up. So we salvaged what we could, and the outpost says, yeah, we've been being harassed non-stop by these scouts. Take this on the house. A missile, a drone, some scrap, all in a good day's work. Now as we build up our scrap, I'm going to try to hang on to as much of it I can, just so that we can get some upgrades later, or buy some really cool weapons. But as you can see, the good stuff is sort of all over 100. Oh look, a store. We can probably make it there and back, right? Your scrap, ours, our weapons for you. But they just can't talk good. Alright, money. Let's see what we got. You can get an Ion Blast. Ion Blast is pretty weak sauce, so we don't want that. It temporarily disables whatever it hits, but usually just hits their shield. We can get a Hull Laser or a Hull Laser 2. And what they do is, this will do 2 times damage on systemless rooms. So this Hull Laser right here that fires 3 shots, this is essentially the equivalent to the Pulse Laser that we have. It's useless to do damage on systemless rooms. You always want to hit a room with systems in it, because you need to disable something on their ship. So instead, let's get some drone control. It's always fun. And we have a system repair drone. Oh, that's actually very lucky. So with these little buggers, if we had 2 more reactor power, so if we need to, we're going to have to take 2 reactor power from somewhere. But then we can send out a drone for as many times as we have drone parts to get out there, and he'll fix stuff for us. This can definitely be useful when you're low on crew or if you're in the middle of a firefight. Pretty good. So we'll... Uh-oh. The rebels are going to catch us on the next jump. You'll see what happens. Rebels everywhere. This guy has 2 shields. That's bad times. Now, the FTL will charge up while we're fighting. I'm going to go ahead and missile their shield system. Boy, they have a lot of guns. I'm going to shell their shield system while we can. I mean their weapons system. Because we need to take their weapons down as fast as we can. So they are desperately fixing. Let's go ahead and missile their shield again. That way, we have less to deal with. Now, if they only have one weapon power, not that critical. We can let them have that. Much better to pound their shield. Of course, when they get 2 weapon systems, it's going to be bad. We could jump, but I kind of feel like we have these guys over a barrel. So let's just kill them. And then but unfortunately, you only get 1 fuel when you do that. When you fight the rebel fleet, you don't get anything cool. Now they say, oh, they're coming to get us and blah, 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 but they're really not. Once we get 1, we have all the time in the world, so we may as well fix up the medical bay before we move out. Or, yeah, med bay. Always try to get the name of things right. Okay, well that cost us a few missiles, but it was all worth it. Let's jump to the next sector, escape these rebel dogs. We could go Engi Homeworld, but we just left that party. Let's go to Mantis controlled sector. Bye, rebels. Home of the Mantis. Sure, your hull plating is up to scratch and you have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. Yeah, the Mantis are very unfriendly and they're very aggressive fighters. But that's something that I'll leave for next time. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on Let's Play FTL.